This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. First and foremost, I would like to call out Yahbashim Shai, Bashim Kakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone of well. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole like tell you brothers out to pushing the word in truth and sincerity. So the won't tell you brothers stay strong, pushing it with quick lesson. And I want to get into the fact that the nuclear holocaust, as they call it, or World War III, is about to commence. It's about to begin because you have this friction, this tension going on between Russia and America, and you got to remember these two countries, or really kingdoms, are superpowers, and what comes with them is allies. They got the best weaponry, they got the best military vehicles, they got the best of everything, and trust and believe they got the most nuclear missiles. When it comes to these other countries. Okay, pound for pound, these are the two top dogs. So when these two countries or kingdoms lock horns, they're gonna throw everything in the book. They're gonna throw the kitchen sink. They're gonna throw the refrigerator at you, man, to the point where they're ultimately gonna shoot those fucking nuclear missiles. Okay, so once again, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Now that was back in the ancient times. You could actually watch certain movies, for example, Braveheart, and other type of ancient movies where they used to fight just with the sword. They used to have the crossbow, the bow and arrow, things of that, those type of weapons. They used to have the catapults, the truchets or whatever they call them. And that was pretty much it. You could these dudes, they would it was hand-to-hand combat. They would be slicing and dicing, stabbing each other. But then today, the weapons are on a whole nother level, man. Beginning with the gun. Okay, they got the ARs, the M16s. Then they got their different military vehicles. They got different missile launchers. But then the ultimate weapon is those ICBM missiles. Okay, those nuclear missiles. And that's how bad it's going to get. It's going to get to the point where these nations are actually going to shoot missiles on each other. So, okay, it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Exactly. So this World War III is going to be with fuel and burning of fire, which is talking about those nuclear missiles. Okay. And what those missiles do, they actually melt, evaporate everything. I mean, these missiles are so powerful, they're actually going to melt titanium or different types of metals that you could never melt away. So that shows you the power of these missiles. And if these missiles are going to melt different types of metals that are pretty indestructible, what do you think is going to happen to the people? Okay, people are just going to evaporate in milliseconds, man. When these missiles detonate, people aren't even going to know what the fuck hit them. They show you that in that movie Terminator 2. It was just an unexpected attack, and she evaporated. Which, of course, that's Hollywood. You see your flesh coming off, and she's all bones. No, because even the fucking bones are gonna melt. Okay, even the bones are gonna evaporate off of the people, man. Okay, without no trace. And everything's gonna dissolve. Okay, from skyscrapers, buildings, homes, vehicles, national parks, lakes, rivers, of course, people. Everything's gonna be dissolved. Everything's gonna be destroyed. Amusement parks is pretty much gonna be a whole desert. Okay, the whole land of America, the mass land of America, or what is known as the USA, is gonna be nothing but a desert. Okay, so now let me go and get the book of Psalms. Okay, it's the book of Psalms 58, verse 6, and it says, break their teeth, O Most High, and their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. Exactly. So this is what was really going to happen to the people. They're going to melt away as waters. It's going to be without no trace. You ain't going to, these missiles ain't going to detonate and then going to leave a mass grave of fucking, skulls and bones and all that shit. It ain't gonna be like that. It ain't gonna be like when the smoke settles in We're gonna show our children, look, this is a Babylon the Great. The Lord destroyed it, and our children are gonna see a bunch of bones on the grounds and skulls. No, like I said, the bones and the skulls are gonna dissolve as well. They're gonna melt away. Okay, ain't gonna be no fucking mass grave of skeletons. Okay. So once again, verse 7, let them melt away as waters, which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. Now, this is talking about the nuclear missiles, okay? Back in ancient times, what the prophets saw, they actually saw the missiles, but they compared it to what they knew back in the days. So when the ancient prophets actually saw the nuclear missiles being shot and flown into space and hitting their intended target, for example, Babylon the Great, which is America, okay, they actually compared it to the arrows, okay, of what they knew back then. Because remember, back in the days, they never had ICBM missiles. They never had no gun like ARs and none of that. Okay, the weapons now are far more advanced than the weapons back in ancient times. Okay, so they compared these ICBM missiles to arrows. Okay, so this is what it's talking about. Verse 8, as a snail which melted, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Exactly, as a snail which melted away. It's like when you put. I used to do this as a child. It's like when you throw salt on a snail, and you see it melting away. You see all the foam coming out, and it just turns into a little piece of, a little piece of meat. Well, that's gonna happen to the people, man. Okay. So once again, verse 8, as a snow which melteth, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Okay, so now let me go and get the book of Zechariah 14. Okay, it's the book of Zechariah 14, verse 12, and it says, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Exactly, and this is what's going to happen. Because like I said, these missiles are going to hit, and people are not even going to know what the fuck hit them. Okay, it's going to be out of nowhere. All right. So it says their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. So people might be shopping. People are going to be in the pool, just having a good old time. Driving to their work or whatever, to the job. And out of nowhere, the missiles are going to hit, explode, and all they're going to see is a flash, and boom, they're going to be in the spiritual realm. Okay, they're going to be up there with the Most High in the heavens. And it says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And Zechariah actually saw this. Zechariah actually saw the people evaporating, the people melting away because of the heat of these missiles, man. Okay, I believe, I forgot how many times stronger are these missiles than the sun, but I believe these nuclear missiles are way hotter than the sun. Times 1,000. I forgot where I read it. But these ICBM missiles are way hotter. They throw out more heat than the sun, man. So that goes to show you the power of the Most High is in those missiles, man. Okay, and I believe there's a precept that says that the anger of the Lord is going to be in those missiles. Okay, so He's only going to intensify the heat of those ICBM missiles. Okay, so now let me go ahead and get the book of Isaiah. Isaiah 24, and this is very soon. You see, we might talk about the nuclear holocaust or World War III, and people think this might be 50 years down the road, 100 years down the road. No, this could actually happen next year, a year from now. Okay, we're that close. If you pay attention to prophecy and you watch the news, you watch what's going on around you in the world, you know that we're heading to that time very, very soon. Okay, but this is the book of Isaiah 24, verse 18, and it says, and it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. Exactly. And what does it mean about the windows from on high are open? Because the Most High is going to allow these missiles to be shot from the earth. Of course, they're going to fly into space, and they're gonna fly out the out of the atmosphere, right? Out of the ozone layer. Then they're going to come back down, go back into the ozone layer, and then hit whatever intended target the Most High has, which the main target is going to be America, Babylon the Great. And that's what it's talking about. The windows from on high are open. It says, and the foundations of the earth do shake. Because remember, the scripture also says, I believe it's in the same in the same chapter, which I'm gonna continue on reading. It says, and the foundations of the earth do shake, because the scripture says the earth, which it's in verse 20. As a matter of fact, let me keep reading. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean dissolved. The earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. Exactly. So when it says the foundations of the earth do shake, the earth is literally going to shake, like it says, to and fro, like a drunkard, meaning a drunk dude. He's pacing. He's pacing back and forth. He's tumbling. He's falling all over the place. You know what I mean? He's hitting. He's hitting every fucking wall. That's how much power these missiles are going to have. And it literally says that. So like it's going to be over 200 million missiles being shot towards America. So you know how fast America is going to be destroyed? The scripture says in 1 hour. In 1 hour is America going to be wiped away from off the face of the earth. So you can see how much power these missiles have, man. And how fast the Lord is going to get rid of this place. Okay, so once again, verse 19, and the earth is utterly broken down, the earth is clean dissolved, the earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Exactly, because once America is destroyed, that's it. That's the fall. That's the end. Ain't no coming back from that. Okay, it says, and not rise again. Exactly, America ain't gonna rise no more again. Okay. All right, so now let me just end it with this one, which is the same book but different chapter, Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34, verse 4, and it says, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. Like I said, the prophets described certain things that they saw through the visions with what they knew back in the day. So Isaiah saw what they call the mushroom cloud today. You know when the missiles detonate, they blow out that cloud, that mushroom cloud. While Isaiah compared it to a scroll rolled together. Okay. And it says, and their whole shall fall down, and as a leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, which the Lord's sword is those ICBM missiles. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now, what is modern day Idumea? America. Okay. And upon the people of my curse to judgment. Who's the people of the Lord's curse? That's talking about Esau, the so-called white man. And what is the curse? The pigmentation being taken off away from them. Not only that, but the fact that they're Edomites. Okay, it says to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with the fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Once again, Bozrah, modern day Bozrah, and the land of Idumea is talking about America. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Okay, but anyways, with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. Until next time, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat Tazah. I'm going to say Shalom.